jobs you do, and for what you contribute to our great country. The United States of America is the greatest country in the world. And it's the greatest country because of its foundation, which is the working people. Not the greatest country in the world because of the wealthy people that head up the banks and Wall Street or head up the companies and make the 10 and 12 and $20 million and sometimes more salaries and live the life like Donald Trump that's really fantasy world and unnecessary. And the antithesis of what I believe people should be doing on earth, which is trying to make the world a little bit better for each other and not being greedy. Working people provide the services that make our economy move, our country move. Transportation is the key to Memphis. It is the center of our economic engine. This airport is a large part of it. So are railroads and other transportation facets, but the airline and the airport is the center of it. And if you have good, satisfied workers who have got good wages and good health care and good benefits, you're going to have better employees. It means a better situation for this hub, and it means a better situation for the security of the United States of America. When there's nothing more important to us in the international sphere and to our personal safeties than air transportation, traffic transportation safety officers making sure that our airspace is free of terrorists. And so you need to pay people and pay them appropriately, or you're not going to get the quality people you need. So I'm happy to support the legislation. I've been in public life now over, I think, 34 years. And I've always had labor support, and labor's always had mine. I appreciate Henry Perry. I appreciate the union representatives here from Arkansas. And I tell you, you got some good folk, even though they didn't write. Big Snyder voted right. He's quitting.
A lot of them threw full hats.
Yeah, but Dick's a good guy. It's a lot of this effort on the health care bill, and I've been for health care all my life. I had polio when I was 5. Learned at an early age how important health care professionals can be to you, and how fortunate I was to have had. My father was a doctor, so I had the best treatment possible. He had resources and insurance, but a lot of people wouldn't have had that. We had a vote when I was in the county commission to build a med. That was one of the essential votes. I knew that hospital was important to everybody. Dr. King said one of the great inhumanities in our nation was the inequality of access to health care. And indeed, we've taken a great step toward getting there. We haven't gotten as far as we should. We should have had a public option. I think eventually we should have a single payer. But regardless, we took a giant step, biggest social welfare program advancement since 1965 when we did Medicare, and we did voting rights at that time, and we did civil rights a year earlier. And those bills were all opposed by the same type of people that oppose these. They say it's big government. They say give us our, leave us alone. We want to have our rights. It's big government. It's too much spending, etc. Now it's apple pie. Some lady called me after my Tea Party comments. She was from South Haven, and she was complaining. She said, I'm 61 years old, and I'm on disability. And blah. I said, I guess you're calling because you don't like my vote on health care. She said, yeah, I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, good, you're 61. I'm going to be 61 in May. Really? Yeah. I said, and I'm sorry you got a disability. I said, I had polio. It affects me a little bit, not too much, but it'll affect me in time, so I appreciate where you're coming from. And so we talked. She was against the bill, big government, all those same arguments, socialism. I said, you get your Social Security disability? Yes, sir, I did. Well, good. I'm happy the government's helping. People just don't see it. There was a story in New York about a speech made by an Alabama politician in 1961, and it sounded just like the Tea Party people, because the speech was against integration, and it was talking about big government encroachment and states' rights, and the government getting involved in our stuff, and they don't have the constitutional right to do what they're doing. The federal government's overreaching, and this is big government and all these things. Same arguments were used in 1961 against civil rights as are being used today. And it's hard to believe, but that same faction is concerned about losing power, and they're losing power. This room is diverse. America's diverse, and it's what makes us great. And there are Caucasians and Asians and African Americans and Hispanics and Native American Indians and Eskimos and what else is there? That's probably covers the gamut. But we all come together, gender, whatever, and the other side is pretty much homogeneous. They probably hate me using the term homo. They think I'm saying something about it. It just means they're all the same. But they're homogeneous. You go look at the other side of the aisle, they all look alike. Yeah. They have one Asian member on the whole side. And he's not going to be around long. They have no African American members in the House. They have one Jewish member, and they have 3 Latina, and they are Cubans in South Florida. They have nobody in Texas or Arizona. So Cubans are one thing, Mexicans are another. It looks like a Kiwanis Club meeting when I go in there. And that's not America. But anyway, I'm happy to stand with you. You're welcome. I need to catch an airplane and go do right, but thank you for your recognizing me today, and then we'll try to get some more sponsors and see that you get recognition. Thank you.